Welcome to the RTI MTSS 2020 Conference Credit Class. I'm glad you've joined us. By now you should have received a welcome to AkPLN email if you are a new member to AkPLN, as well as an email from me letting you know which RTI class team you've belonged to. When you're ready to log in to the class platform online, you are going to navigate to teachingchannel.com or teachingchannel.org. They recently changed .com, but .org still works. Find the two buttons in the top right, log in and register. If you were a member of AkPLN prior to registering for this class, you'll simply go to log in and log in as you usually would with the email address that you provided when you registered for the class. If you use a different email address for Teaching Channel than you used when you registered for the class, please make sure you let me know and we can get that straightened out. If you're new to AkPLN, you need to register your account. Click the register button, and then you're going to fill out your name, email address, set a password, choose your options, and click on Create New Account. Since I'm not a new member, I am simply going to go in and log in with my usual email address and password. Once I log in, I land on my AkPLN homepage. Now, I've already filled in my profile. You can go in with this pencil icon right here and edit your profile, add a picture, and use the gear icon to change your email notifications and any other settings that you may want to set differently than what it is by default. I want you to take a close look at your email notifications though, because when we first join, Teaching Channel thinks we want to get all of their emails, and most of us don't want to get all of their emails. So you want to go ahead and select only the ones that you want to get. Please do keep getting email notifications for anything that happens in teams that you belong to, as well as any messages you receive through AkPLN. I will be messaging the class from time to time through AkPLN, and you will also be getting email notifications when someone posts in your class team. This is really handy because it actually it shows you what the post is. You can read it there and decide if you want to respond to that post or not. So it can save you a bit of time if you get those email notifications. Now, once you've set all that up, head on back to your home page, and you can always get back to your home page by clicking the blue and gold AkPLN banner. The top section here is your recent team activity. This is where you will find your 3 teams that you have been most recently active in. Your class team may show up here. If so, you can just click on it and go into it from here. Another way to find the team is to click on this link at the very top that says Teams. This is going to take you to a list of all of AkPLN teams, which right now is 434. You can put in RTI as a search term and search for your class team there. However, if you look in the left grade navigation bar, click on the link that says My Teams, you'll find in the main section a list of only the teams that you belong to. That may be faster for you. Even better is to go down here to the quick links and find Team 1, Team 2, Team 3. These quick links will stay here as long as the class is active. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Team 1, and I'm going to land on the welcome and requirements in this class team. So take a look at the left navigation bar. You see all of the modules. Notice that I land on the top one, welcome and requirements. This is where you can see all of the requirements of the class explained. You can find resources that will be helpful for the class, and you can find action boxes. There are 5 action boxes because I've broken down all of the requirements of the class into very tiny bites in case you're one of these people that just has time to do very little in one sitting. But when you are finished with the requirement, check that box off because the boxes you check affect this progress bar up here. So this says I'm 40% complete because there are 5 boxes total. I have checked 2, so that means I am 20% complete with the class requirements. Whenever you finish a requirement, come back to Welcome and Requirements, scroll down to find the action boxes, and check an action box. Now, on the left side, you also see an Introductions module. This is optional, but highly encouraged because this is a really good way to make connections when we're taking an online class. You'll notice that people have put their introductions in here as soon as it loads. Of course, it gives you a description of what you might want to do for your introduction. But you can read the introductions of the other people and reply to this person. So if I want to reply to Gabe, I just click on reply. It opens a text box. I type my text, my reply, and hit submit. Now, if I'm not replying, if I am posting my original introduction, I scroll all the way to the bottom and then use this text box and this button to attach resources to my post if I want to do that. Click on submit and it submits your post. So 2 things to do in here. Read the other people's posts and reply to them, as many as you'd like to, and put your own introduction in here. Again, that's optional, but highly encouraged. Now we have 6 conversations in separate modules here. Your requirement is to only participate in 2 of these. Now you can participate in as many as you want. You can go through and read them if you want to without participating, but the requirement is to make 2 original posts in 2 of these conversations and reply to a colleague in 2 of the conversations. Now, those conversations can be different or they could be the same, but you are going to end up with 4 posts, 2 original in 2 different conversations, and 2 replies to colleagues in different conversations. So if I click on conversation 1 here, because I want to put my original post here, then I am going to scroll all the way to the bottom as soon as it loads and find the blank text box so that I can put my post here. Then I submit, and that's my original post. I can go up here and reply to someone else's post. Now, if you see this down arrow, that just means there are more posts that weren't showing. So click on that down arrow if you want to find more. So that's the requirement for discussions online. Once we go to the final project module here at the bottom, you'll see a description of all 3 options you have for your final project. You have to only do 1 of these options. You don't have to do all 3 of these. You'll find the description to do an action plan. And I love the action plan because usually when we leave a conference, we are inspired to do something with our new knowledge. And so writing an action plan simply helps you to commit to paper what you are already thinking you're going to do. The same way with a video. Option 2 is to record yourself teaching kids or your students using some of the concepts that you learned at the conference. See, again, you're already going to do that. Record yourself, write a short 1-paragraph reflection, and that is your final project. The third option is the more traditional option for online conference credit courses, and that is to write a reflection paper. And that, I just want to caution you, is a reflection paper. It's not a report that I went to this session and the speaker spoke about this, and I went to that session and the speaker spoke about that. What I'm looking for in a reflection paper is how this affects what you knew and how it's going to affect your practice going forward. So it's a reflection on what you learned, not just a report. You'll see in the second line here that you can either attach your final project to this module or you can email it to me. It's your choice. If you are going to attach it, again, click right down here in the text box and attach using the button right above it. Be sure you hit submit. I think that's about it. If you run into any barriers or have any more questions, please email me or call me right away, because we don't want you really, stressing over this at all. I should be able to help break down those barriers and get you going and on your way. Really glad that you joined our class this year.